Hey everyone. I thought we would do just a nice calming breathing focus practice. It's just going to be a short one today, but very, very effective. And this is something that honestly you could do anywhere, sitting in the car, sitting in class, or at your desk at work. And even elements of it you could do as you're walking. Okay. So to start, we'll get in a nice seated, comfortable position, whatever that is for you. So maybe a seated cross-leg position. I'm just going to do the sole of foot to inner thigh and sole of foot to shin. There we go. And then feel free to sit up on a cushion if that's good for you, or you can do this totally sitting on a chair. Okay. So take a deep breath in all the way in your nose and then out your mouth. We're going to do a couple more just like that. So deep breath all the way in and then out your mouth. Just let it all go. There we go. Deep breath in and out. And then just fall into your natural breathing rhythm. You can let your hands just rest on your knees or thighs. If you're slouching, just make sure that you're rolling your shoulders back. And then we'll move into some level of stillness with our natural breath. So your eyes can either be open or closed, whatever feels best for you. This is definitely something you can totally do with your eyes open. And you'll still find it very effective at calming the nervous system and bringing yourself into that parasympathetic rest and digest state, which is a very powerful state. We've just been talking earlier about, moving into that intentional place, the thinking before we act place that we want to, run our lives from for the most part. And that's not possible unless you're able, with very simple techniques like this, is all that you need to calm that nervous system. Put yourself in that parasympathetic rest and digest dominated state so that you can access that inner deeper wisdom, that ability to think before you act. All right, so we're really focusing now on the sensation of our inhales and exhales. And just noticing what the quality of breath is like without changing it. And so the breathing technique we're going to work with today is called the Dirga 3-part pranayama. Pranayama just meaning breath, breathing technique. And it's very, very powerful. So you can totally do it with the hands just resting on the knees or thighs. Or if you really want to get very in touch with physically where you feel a sensation in your body, you can bring one hand to your chest, one hand to your belly. And then on your next inhale, we're going to send the breath deep down into the belly, like you're blowing up a balloon in your belly. And then exhale, release. Gentle pulling in of the belly button to the spine. Deep breath in, just to the belly, feeling the belly expand. Exhale, release. Like you're letting the air out of your balloon. Let's do that 2 more times. Staying present with the sensation at your belly. Your next inhale, we're now going to send the breath down to the belly and the lower ribs. So expanding up into the lower ribs. Exhale, release the lower ribs and belly. Inhale, belly, lower ribs. Exhale, release. Let's do that 3 more times, just like that. Not rushing. Take your time. Stay present with what's happening in your body. Exhale, release. Next, inhale. We're going to send the breath into the belly, lower ribs, and the upper chest, right up to the collarbones. So you're blowing up your whole torso. And then exhale, release the collarbones, the lower ribs, and the belly. Gentle pulling in of the belly button. Inhale, feeling all the way to the top. Exhale, release. Three more times, just like that. Feeling that gentle pause at the top. And gentle pause at the bottom. So one more, feeling all the way to the top. Exhale, release from the top all the way to the bottom. Now we're going to release the technique. Come back to your natural breath. Taking a moment right now in your body just to notice how your body is feeling. Noticing how your mind is feeling. And emotionally how you're feeling. And whatever is there is fine. You're just creating a safe, quiet place of observation to just notice what's there. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, feel free to open the eyes. You can just bring yourself back into this space. So now would be a wonderful time if there's something that you have questions about, or you're trying to decide, or to take that quiet minute right now that you're in that more centered, grounded place. Now that that parasympathetic nervous system is hopefully a little more dominant, to ask yourself that question or to go inside and listen for what is there. Because you're going to be able to access on a much deeper level than perhaps at the beginning of this practice. Okay, so very powerful little technique. It took us maybe 5 minutes. And you can even do less than that if that's the time you have available. But if you are looking to find ways of grounding yourself and accessing that deeper level of wisdom and inner knowing, techniques like this are, I have found, very, very helpful. And hopefully you find it to be the same. All right. So feel free to try this anytime. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comments. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope this technique serves you well. Namaste.